Hello, we are the Stop Wearing My Clothes podcast. I'm Amy.
And I'm Kayla. One podcast, two sisters. This is episode number 42. It's Bachelor recap, men tell all / just Avon's hometown, which is just weird in itself. But we do have special guests today. Our husbands, Amy's husband Jared and my husband Marcus, will be coming for the recap portion to give their take. And it's something we'd like to call, should we do it together?
No, you should do it yourself.
Our men tell all. Ka-ching! So yeah, we'll be recapping it with them, maybe even giving some predictions of just also their thoughts throughout the season, getting a guy's point of view, and we'll also play some games to see, or actually I went through some past podcasts and I put little sound bites of me and Amy saying just outrageous things, because that's just what we do. And we're going to see how well our husbands know us and if they know it's something Kayla said or something Amy said.
How do you think that they're going to do, actually?
It could be a really hit or miss. I'm trying to find ones that, I have some obvious ones just for but I have some that might stump them. Because
we kind of say wacky things, both of us do, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, 100%. So we will see. We'll see if maybe there's going to be a divorce at the end of this podcast. Keep watching or listening to find out. So it'll be lots of fun. First time they're here this season, so we're excited. And Amy, how is life?
That is what being 36 weeks pregnant and just having a 2-year-old sounds like.
Yeah, and on top of that, she does this podcast. She's also an influencer on Instagram. She really does it all. So I know I couldn't do it.
And there really is a such thing as terrible twos, because I think he turned 2 and he just decided to take on every negative aspect of what a 2-year-old should be. And now he is a terror. I cut his hair and he turned into a big boy that's evil.
Is it supposed to last the whole year? Have you asked anybody?
And then, they turn 3 and then apparently they're 3-nagers. So they act like teenagers, but they're 3 years old.
So really the rest of your life just sucks now.
No, I was talking to Jared and I was like, because we're trying to figure out when the baby comes, how I'm going to manage all of it and everything.
Yeah.
And we were talking about how when you have a newborn baby and it's hard because you're not sleeping and all that kind of stuff. But I'm but then the next stage, it just gets harder and harder. So you always think you're at your peak of hardness until something new happens. But that is also why I'm excited to have a newborn, because I feel crossing my fingers on this one. Moms might be laughing at me right now, but I feel it's going to be back to a little bit easier. So if I can just get someone to take Jack away sometimes, then I'll just get to hold a newborn and watch TV. What is that? I don't remember that ever.
That didn't work when we were babysitting our little newborn brother.
Oh, no.
He just cried the whole time. My dad left for ice cream, and they were gone maybe 20 minutes. Just cried the whole time. So, yeah.
Well, let's hope they don't listen to this and hear that, because we definitely lied.
Oh, we lied. I don't think they listen. They don't watch The Bachelor.
But I've got the boobs, so I will be able to actually just stick her on there and then just say, shh.
That's true.
Watch TV.
We were lacking producing boobs in that moment. That's true.
Yeah. Jared yesterday took Jack to this bouncy house thing in town. And so I actually got to binge watch something. And I binge watched the Selling Sun. Well, what is it called?
Selling the OC.
Oh, Selling the OC. So that was exciting, because I haven't watched something on my own in a very long time.
Yes, I've been trying to get her to watch this. I just finished it yesterday. How far are you? Did you finish it?
I'm on the last episode.
Last episode's a little anticlimactic, so I feel like we have stuff to talk about. There's some, actually. I'll say everything but the end, but let's talk about Selling the OC before we get into Bachelor news, and then we're also going to do the recap, and that's when the boys will come, because the boys don't care about selling this OC.
No. Jared didn't watch any of it.
We haven't talked about this at all, and I'm actually super curious what your take is, because it changed from episode 1 to the end. My thoughts changed drastically.
I will say every single piece of drama in that was so petty. That's all I was like. I feel like maybe more in the just selling Sunset. I don't know if it was like more mature arguments or I don't know what it was, but this specifically, it was like, you guys are all wrong and you guys are all just like feeding off of each other, creating drama that does not even exist.
100%. And I think I agree with that, except for the Tyler kiss or attempt to kiss.
Yeah.
I feel like that was the only
that.
thing that was the actual real piece of drama that like they just placed everything else in it. And I think it's just so wild that the guy who is it wrapped up in this is Tyler, who's Brittany Snow's wife.
I know, which actually I feel like adds a little bit of like, oh, you better be careful because I mean, this could take on an animal of its own. You know what I mean?
I hate Tyler. I think Tyler. Oh, I'm about to say. Okay, episode 4, when they all go to the beach. Mm-hmm. I know if some of those, like how the girls were all over him. I mean, I guess each marriage is different, so I'm not a judger with that. But at least from my point of view and my experiences as a married woman. So Alex Hall is like all over him, does that weird nose thing. And essentially I'm seeing, that's like one of the main things, but I've continued seeing these like weird blurred lines. Tyler does not, there's some lines being crossed and Tyler accepts what's going on there. So it's not outrageous to me that Kayla got the vibes that like she should kiss him, because I feel like his lines are super blurry and I just feel like he's a crap.
Okay, yeah, this is how I feel about it. I feel like he is maybe, well, or he's good at putting on this persona, because this is what I got from it. He's like way more reserved and maybe not as much of a like
confrontational, maybe.
Yeah, confrontational, but also just maybe kind of more go with the flow type of guy. Just like whatever.
Yeah, almost kind of people pleaser-y. So he wouldn't. Okay, yes, I agree with that. So
in these moments, it was going too far, because I agree. If that was freaking Jared and I was if she's watching this right now, she better have talked to her about this. Because
I saw a meme saying we need an 8-part YouTube series of just Brittany Snow watching each episode and her reaction. That would be TV gold or social media gold or whatever.
So I just wonder if like he didn't know how to speak up, and then when it got to a point where it was like, oh crap, because then it was like almost like he wanted to remove himself completely from the entire situation. But I guess I just think he's cute too. I like him.
I like him when he has like the glasses on, very like kind of hipster, like, oh, does he play like in a band on the weekends? Like, I don't know, kind of hipster.
Yeah, I also think maybe he's just like not used to getting this much attention. So like now being in this, well, I guess he's with Brittany Snow though. You have to have some sort of, I don't know.
Something I also got from a couple of things he said in like interviews and stuff is he's truly trying to make a name for himself. He maybe feels like he is not Tyler, he's Brittany Snow's husband.
Yeah.
And it just worries me a little bit of what lengths he would go to have that own name.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Well, and also, didn't at the beginning Alex Hall kind of insinuated that she's already known who he is, and like
they matched on Hinge once.
Yeah, but then he acted like, how do we never run into each other?
Yeah, that
so
was
I'm like,
weird.
Was that real, or is he faking it because he doesn't want it to be weird? Because if they have any sort of past, then that makes this even worse.
100%. What do you think about Alex Hall?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask this. I was thinking about this in the car.
It's very confused.
Yes, I actually want to like her. I think that's what it is. I want to like her so much. I'm not sure why, but I just do. And so I was kind of siding with her at first, but then I'm also like, you need to like be a little bit more introspective and like take a chill pill. Sister.
Yeah, I did actually. Zachary Alley just posted a video just today, and it was Alex Hall in an interview with Extra. And I guess part of the drama with the other Alexes, Rose and Jarvis. First of all, so many Alexes. What the heck? In one show, apparently they weren't initially casted. They and even the producers said that they aren't part of the cast. So I guess that was her, like when they were in the team meeting and she went off on them, like, what are you even doing here? It's because I guess there were some mixed signals of them even being cast members. But I just initially, first episode, I was like, okay, Alex Hall's the Chriselle Staus, and the other Alexes are the Christine Quinn.
Yeah.
I actually think it turned into Alex Hall being the Walmart Christine Quinn. Oh, that was really mean. Sorry. It's really what I think. Whatever. And then the other Alexes, I thought they were like lovely.
This is how I feel about it. Alex Rose, I think.
She's a little bit more of the bitchy one.
No, but you want to know what I think it is? I think that she is just very uncomfortable and social. Like, I think she just has a little bit of social anxiety, maybe. Even.
Yeah.
Or, like, can you imagine this whole group of really, like, outgoing, fun, pretty, like, girls are, like, all having fun with all the guys in the office. And you walk up and everybody acts like.
No, it's mean.
It's quite.
They were the ones being bullied. I'm so, like, and I just think overall everyone was unlikable. Versus selling Sunset, I liked the cast overall more. I do like Brandy, but at the end, even like from what you've seen, she gets a little bit more in the drama than, I don't know. I think there's hope for her, but
I think she just got a little too drunk at that last part.
Maybe that's what it was.
When she was talking crap about Rose right in front of her.
Yeah. What do you think about Poppy? And then we'll wrap it up.
Okay. I was gonna say, I actually think Poppy's my favorite, even though I know
Poppy too.
I love her so much.
Yeah.
And I don't think she's always right, and I don't think anything like that, but I actually like her so much.
She's really fun to watch.
Yes.
And I'm obsessed with the name Poppy. How, like, on a scale from 1 to 10, what's the possibility of you naming your kid Poppy?
0.
That's very disappointing to me.
But it's not because I don't like the name. It's just I can't add any more names onto the plate right now.
Yeah, no, I get it. So selling the OC, I would definitely watch it. It's definitely worth a watch.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it could really, it's got a good foundation where I think it could give us a killer season 2. And I'm also kind of excited to see some intermingling of maybe Sunset and OC. I think that could be interesting.
Yeah, I think so too. I think maybe all these girls are also a lot younger. Maybe I'm off on that.
You know what would
it's
be
just more petty.
You know what would be interesting?
Huh.
Okay, Selling Sunset's freaking out right now because they lost their main villain, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if they move Alex Hall to Selling Sunset?
Ooh.
That actually, I think, could be a genius TV move. Producers, do it. Call me if you need. I can have a little credit. But I think that could be killer.
Problem with her is that she plays all the sides and then just like creates problems that
I don't trust her
to be there. I don't trust her either. No. All right, let's keep going.
All right, so let's go into Bachelor Nation news.
Well, first, don't you want to talk about Taylor Swift?
That is true. I got distracted. Yes. So the VMAs, I have been waiting for some type of announcement. I'm still thoroughly confused. I was on the phone with Evan, our brother, like just an hour ago, and we talked for like 15 minutes of different theories of different things we think is going to happen. But she did fully announce TS10, her 10th studio album, which is a big deal, and it's going to be called Midnights. And it's a collection of 13 songs that she woke up in the middle of the night and wrote. And
that's cool.
What I heard, it's going to be like if a dark 1989 and if like Folklore and 1989 had a baby. Kind of very like Stevie Nicks-ish.
Nice. I didn't love Folklore, so
I love that. Actually might be one, like Reputation and I think Folklore might be my favorite. I know that but it does change. But my main thing is she literally wore a dress that's an homage to Look What You Made Me Do by Reputation. So we all thought we were getting the Taylor's version of Reputation, and that didn't happen. But Taylor Swift's album is out October 21st, right?
Which is Kim Kardashian's birthday.
And National Reptile Awareness Day. Remember the snakes for Reputation?
Ooh, yeah.
So I think we're going to get Midnight, but I think legally she's not allowed to re-release Reputation yet, except for Look What You Made Me Do, because that was her first single. There's like some types of rights that expire. So I think we're going to get, my prediction is we're going to get Midnight and a Look What You Made Me Do re-release. Just that single, maybe with an attached music video. Anyways,
I like that.
It was a very big night for Swifties, and I literally just died every second of it. So it was very exciting. And then I actually have some Selling Sunset news before we go into Bachelor news.
Oh yeah, the engagement.
Yes. Vanessa got engaged to her boyfriend that we saw in the last season of Selling Sunset, but she proposed to him. Tell me what you think about that.
That's like a new thing.
It's
lately.
becoming more and more popular. Would you do that?
No, but I don't have a problem with people that do, because I think if that is like what you want and like you don't have a problem with it, then more power to you.
Sure.
But for me, I just like to be like more like be the one that's being pursued and like being the more traditional mindset of that.
I think I could do
that's
it.
How I feel.
I don't know if it'd be my first choice, but if Marcus had dragged his feet any longer, I probably would have. I like to take things in my own hands. Marcus isn't the type of guy to grab anything by the horns.
Well, I also think it's interesting because sometimes I think when people do it too, it's like, let's just say like Becca and Thomas, for instance. I don't know if this is 100% the case. I forget.
Oh, but, he did that.
Yeah. I feel like maybe Thomas would have like proposed a long time ago and like would have just done it, and maybe Becca was the one that wasn't ready, so maybe she kind of took it into her own hands because she wanted to be the one to be ready. Does that make sense?
That does make sense.
So I don't know.
Yeah, and I think that makes a lot of sense because she already had that high profile engagement that like went poo-poo. Yeah, so exciting. Congrats, Vanessa, and proposed man I actually don't know the name of. So Bachelor news. I'm ready. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Peter and Kelly. All signs are pointing that they are back together. What are the freaking odds?
It's very shocking to me because of how much crap she said about him.
Well, the thing is, like, also I heard like on Bachelors in the City podcast, they had like was it like a zodiac person or some type of like medium? And they told Peter that someone who's already in his life like is going to re-enter or something. And then he even mentioned Kelly. I'm like 99% sure that's what went down. And then like a month ago, we saw them together, but they both have the same PR person. So they were just together for an event. And so I just brushed it off. I didn't report on it. And even Zach Reality nixed it. But now she posted this 3 days ago.
Turbulence.
Sometimes you just need a change of altitude, wink face. To me, that's confirmation. She knows that the rumors are out there. She added the wink, altitude, pilot Pete, case closed.
Yeah, and like maybe like it's a fresh start. It feels different, you know?
Yeah, they both have gone through a lot. I mean, try to think of everything you're going through right after you're on that show. It's probably like a full-on mind fuck. Sometimes I feel like maybe you just need some space and time from such a big and maybe sometimes traumatic event to really, I mean, people have really called Bachelor traumatic to them on their mental health. And I mean, because Bachelor Nation can be rough sometimes.
And people hated Peter, so that...
Poor Peter, I know. Speaking of Peter, Bachelors in the City podcast is donezo.
Yeah, what is that about?
So...
right after they did that Nate thing?
Yeah, so they got destroyed in the comments when they were talking about Nate. We talked about it a little bit last podcast. So really randomly, without even saying it, they released the last episode, which the last episode, Roses for Everybody, was on it. Dustin did. Recorded this a few weeks ago. Wouldn't have thought this would be our last episode, but I'm happier where you're going out with a positive bang. So, I mean, already weren't amazing. It wasn't like a great podcast or anything. But I don't know.
Were they Bachelor Nation?
No.
I wonder if like one of them got an opportunity somewhere. Oh, is he on Bachelor in Paradise?
Pilot Peter Weber for sure isn't. I don't know.
No, the other guy.
I don't know.
For some reason I thought I saw a picture of him, but I might be
I have no idea. But it's definitely weird. Like, did they get canceled? I mean, it seems since it was such short notice and it wasn't like, oh, this is going to be our last episode. Like beforehand, they did it after. Like, and they recorded it even before the reaction to the Nate episode. I'm thinking they just kind of got axed because people hate them now, but I don't know. So it's just very interesting. There's some tea there. We might hear more later.
Yeah, or what if it's like Peter left because he's gonna go do a podcast with Kelly, and so he's like, bye.
I'd watch that. All right. Tino's dad reacts. Have you seen?
No.
I guess there's a lot even more, but this is one initial post that I saw that I was like, oh my God. It was like on Facebook too. Who goes on Facebook? Okay, this is Joe Franco. Okay, because Bachelor Nation asked, here's my tell-all. 1, I'm 5'6", and a gentleman's 5'6" at that. I'm assuming people were making fun of his height. 2, no, I never dyed my hair. Look closely, you could see the gray. 3, no, in all capitals, I do not have a comb over, and it's not a rug either. 4, this is like a whole paragraph.
Oh,
4, no, I am not the same age as Tina. 5, we are Mexican, not Italian, though ABC keeps saying Italian. Is he? If he really is Italian, it's news to me, and then I'd be asking some really tough questions. 6, Tino is amazing, and he supported our youngest son's cancer recovery, which I didn't know that. Continues to volunteer for the cause to this day and has volunteered his time to no end. 7, Sandy is spelled with S-A-N-D-I, not S-A-N-D-Y. 8, there are no vampires in our family. 9, Sandy has more than one dress. Seriously, and who notices that in a photo? I'm assuming that she's wearing a dress that's also in a picture in the background.
Oh, gosh.
10, I am too young and too tall to be part of the Lollipop Guild in The Wizard of Oz. Because people were memeing that he was... Nor have I ever been aboard the Starship Enterprise, but I do share a Jewish heritage with Spock. Hashtag Bachelorettes, hashtag Bachelor Nation.
What the crap?
Oh,
well, that made me like him more.
I know, he's kind of silly. It just made me laugh and I wanted to read it. All right, Dancing with the Stars casting rumor. So we knew Dancing with the Stars is going to have, they'll usually have Bachelor Nation, and there's paparazzi outside because people are already, they haven't announced the cast, it's just rumors, but paparazzi is getting people going into rehearsals, even though they've got weird masks, but when the paparazzi got it, underneath it named Colton Underwood. So some people are saying it's not. Some people are saying it is. I personally do think it is. And Colton Underwood is going to be on Dancing with the Stars. And I am just irritated that a Netflix series. Out of all the Bachelor people, he's the last person I'd want to have a Netflix series again. Last person I don't know if you've read any the leaked text messages he sent Cassie, just full on harassment, just scary behavior. And the fact that can be out there, it's an actual in a court document, and he's getting these opportunities, disgust me.
Yeah.
He put a tracker on Cassie's car, full on stalker level.
Yeah, it's hard for me to comment on this because I don't want to say the wrong thing,
Sure.
But I just think that because he is the first openly gay Bachelor, or that has come out since then, that is what is giving him all these opportunities, which is good in theory.
Yeah.
But because of this other really, really bad aspect of the whole situation, it does seem not right. So it's very, I don't know.
Why does he have to be the gay Bachelor? Why couldn't Ben Higgins come out gay afterwards? I would have fully supported that. Me not disliking Colton has nothing to do with his sexuality. So just making that very clear.
Yeah.
But then we got a better surprise. And people are also on both sides of the fence, but I know Gabby when I see it. And Gabby is on Dancing with the Stars, and she's already started rehearsing. Even that Bachelorette on Instagram even compared her chin, and it's the exact same chin. I'm convinced. And also she used to be a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. So she has some dancing experience, and I think she's going to be incredible, and I can't wait.
And hilarious, and it's going to be wonderful. I really hope so. It's very odd, though, having two Bachelor people. So
yeah,
that's the only thing that is bringing doubts in my head about both of them is that doesn't happen often.
Yeah, with Colton, the picture, you can't, it's almost like a full-on robot. You can't see anything. Mm-hmm. With Gabby, it was more of one of those kind of COVID visors with a dark screen where you could still see kind of her chin inside. And to me, it looked exactly like her. And as a big fan, I feel like I'd recognize her. So, I'm hoping I'm wrong about Colton, and then it's just Gabby.
Yeah.
So, let's see, anything else? I did want to go, because there's actually been a couple of updates for the actual Bachelorette show, airing dates. So I just wanted to go on here and say September 5th. So next Monday is Fantasy Suites. September 6th, which is a Tuesday. So we're going to have a Monday and Tuesday episode next week. Will be part 1 and part 2 Fantasy Suites. And then the finale will be on the 13th. And then the 27th is when Bachelor in Paradise premieres. So I just wanted to add that on there because they have switched it just recently. So to make sure that we don't miss anything and you guys don't miss anything.
Yep, and our episodes are, just a reminder, coming out on the Friday after.
Yes, every Friday we will have a recap. And should we bring the boys in?
Boys! Bring along the men! Here they are!
Yes. Our men tell all. This is the Bachelorette recap, week 8, men tell all, but the only men we care about are right here. How's it feel being back, guys?
It feels great.
It's been too long.
Yes, I agree. Sorry if you're watching on YouTube, it's really dark. Usually we do it during the day, and it's nighttime right now. But I bought a new ring light, and it'll make me look beautiful, so get ready.
And I look just as beautiful as always.
Yes, you do, baby.
All right. So overall, what did you guys think of the episode?
You know, it seemed like it was really hyped up at the beginning, and then it didn't really have that much going on. Didn't feel like as much drama as it normally has.
It was a 2-hour commercial.
Yeah, and they just had all the guys that actually were going to be drama have no balls. So.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 100%. I know. And did you, do you guys know of Bachelor Data? That page? Do you know about it?
Mm-mm.
It's data. He's into stuff like that. It's literally an account that times all of the screen times everything, and does all the data for each one. So using the data, they can usually realize that, like, oh, this guy's going to go long because of the screen time or this. And so she did a whole thing, and like 30% of the show was commercial, some type of ad, whether it was that, what was it called? The Kardashian sneak preview, the Virgin Cruises, even though Logan got COVID on that cruise, or did he? So it overall made The Bachelor look cheap and like they are running out of money. That's my take.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I feel like the guys didn't really say anything also. They're just pretty much just like a few apologies, and that was about all it was.
The men did not tell all.
It did make me feel good about the guys that did act like douchebags, though, because they were very quick to, like, just own it. The ones that actually showed up.
Yep.
Yes, but one thing I did notice is the two people that were most, I guess, controversial were Logan and Nate, and they both got hot. This is the first time that, like, I'm guessing because they want Nate, we'll go more into it later, but since they want Nate to be Bachelor, we didn't get a Tyler. We didn't get a Jordan V hot seat. We didn't get a Ethan hot seat. Like, that's why I think The Bachelor, if it's not Nate, it's not going to be this cast.
Well, yeah, and they didn't actually, now that I think about it, they didn't ever have any of them sit down. Do they normally have them sit down with one of the girls sometimes? Or no, is that only on the after?
Oh, yeah, they didn't do that either. Maybe it was just because there's both of them. They had to kind of switch it up. But it was just crap. Yeah,
it was very boring.
Yeah.
Yes, but let's start with Avon's hometown. What did you think of the love spell?
Oh, gosh. I would not do that.
The table breaking was like the whole thing. Like the whole table, it's got to be a bad sign. I feel like right there, they should have been like, all right, we'll call it good.
That lady, yeah, she was so weird. Oh, I feel bad, but it was like I didn't like it. It made me feel weird.
It was a little weird. The parents, what do you think of the parents? I thought they were hard and like tough, but like respectful compared to some of the other ones we saw last week.
Yeah, I think I would agree. I also felt like when they were asking questions that Rachel and Avon were just super vague in their responses. Like it wasn't like, I love or I really like Avon because of like direct reasons. It was just like, there's nobody like him. There's just like super vague statements, which to me isn't very like convincing to a parent. They want to hear something unique about their child,
Definitely.
you know?
Yeah, talking about how like their morals line up and their future plans line up. It's like 80%
That's
of
half
people.
of America.
Exactly. And like a lot of people are going to connect in that way. So you need to find.
I think just Rachel is kind of like that hopeless romantic. Everything's beautiful and roses and unicorns. So it didn't surprise me. But I guess what did surprise me is Avon did say he was falling in love with Rachel. And I don't know, I guess I've just always counted Avon out because he hasn't gotten a lot of screen time, but it seems like they have like a real connection.
I think she likes him a lot.
Yeah, so I'm really curious how that's going to work out. They go to the Men Tell All, and then automatically they don't show us the rose ceremony. It's like, go to abc.com.
Yeah, what's the point of that?
It was weird. So they didn't send anyone home, which is also, I thought, weird. So that means they're going into the fantasy suites. Rachel's going with Avon, Zach, and Tino, and Gabby's going with Johnny, Eric, and Jason.
Okay, who are you guys' favorites?
Yeah.
Like, who do you guys see final?
I like Jason. I don't know, something about him. I don't know. I just don't feel like he seems more down to earth or something.
For sure.
I can see that. He's almost kind of like you, Marcus.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. It's like his own
He's my Jason.
There's a real deepness to him. I really like Eric. I think he and Gabby at first, like, I wasn't sure of it, but after their first date, I was like, okay, there might be something here, but I don't know.
Interesting.
There's a unique connection between those two.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it was so heavy, their hometown, with like the whole dad cancer thing. It's hard not to get close when dealing with such heavy topics versus like, there's no way Jason and Johnny could have bonded on that level because their parents were healthy.
But she's also always had a thing for Eric, just like I feel like Rachel's always had a thing for Tino. It was like first night, like obvious.
The fact that Gabby gave Mario the first impression rose, I think, is just still so hilarious.
I know.
It should have been Eric, because they had a really good night one, too.
Yes.
Like, really both, probably their picks are going to be Eric and Tino, and they have been pretty gung-ho from night one.
They didn't choose Eric because they want to throw us off. I know there's that whole theory that the Bachelor, Bachelorette chooses the first impression rose as like who they pick. So maybe it's just like a way of like throwing everyone off.
Could be.
Yeah, like you're not allowed to give that rose to Eric.
Yeah. Okay, Rachel's boys. Who's your favorite?
I think it's me, Zach. Yeah, I think the whole to me, like they had the connection like really fast and it just like made sense.
Yeah.
And then then you have like that guy that's Kronk from Emperor's New Groove as his uncle. Yeah. I mean, like I want to hear him making a Emperor's New Groove impression. I think he could do it.
That's what I was hoping they would do in like that bonus scene when Rachel and him are talking, but
they only gave that Uncle Pat like one line.
We had to hear Tino's dad for an hour talk crap to Rachel, but we don't get to hear the Emperor's New Groove guy. Their priorities need to be set, and they are not correct. All right, so they didn't show the rose ceremony. Did you notice? Oh, I mean, it's been every week, but have you guys been noticing throughout the season and also this week that like the casting, what's it called? This casting ads with Jesse Palmer's voiceover. They've been outrageous. This is just a taste of what they've been doing this all season long, and these ones aren't even the most outrageous. Tired of guys who leave up the toilet seat? Apply for the Bachelorette. Or apply for the Bachelor. We got, remember last Valentine's Day? That was bad, right? Apply for the Bachelor. Like, and those are tame for what the season has shown us.
What was the biggest one? Like dump his ass or something?
Dump his ass and apply for the Bachelor. Does your guy live in his mom's basement? Apply for the Bachelor. Like crazy stuff like that.
Do you think they're getting less people? Like, are they trying to?
I don't know. I mean, I think people want to be influencers and reality stars more than ever. Me being one of them. I'm a thirsty bitch, but I'm okay with it. And a lot of other people are too. So I don't think so. But Marcus actually just today, can I say it?
No, one of my coworkers, her friends own an agency for casting for like what are the shows?
Love
Island,
like
Hell's Kitchen, things like that.
Yes. So I'm gonna try to get on a non-dating one. It cuts them in half, but I'm gonna try.
And you're not a chef either.
And I'm not a chef. So I have no talent and I'm married. So whatever, that cuts out a lot. So maybe, that's my first sentence when I talk to casting people.
You can get onto that baking show. It's a disaster one.
Oh, nailed it. Where they bake really crappily. Yes, perfect. But I'm gonna be the next reality star. You guys just wait.
Nice.
Okay. Can we talk about Roby?
Yes. Okay. Literally, that's what I was gonna say next because I wrote down why is this magician talking so much? He just wants back in. Like, he's just like so fame hungry or something.
No, I
he's
literally typed fame whore.
Yeah, his first step was like, okay, I gotta show up looking different or being like crazy so people pay attention. So then he freaking dyed his hair. And then he acted like he had something to say about everything. And nobody cares what you have to say.
I know.
Dude.
And it worked. Like, there's so many memes of like, is that Draco Malfoy? Like, people are, and people are like also convinced that they just like truly aren't the same people as the guy who was on the first week.
He got like more airtime just in this Men Tell All than like the whole show. Like, it's like, who is that guy? I didn't even like recognize him for a while because it's like he's barely on there until now.
So, what do you guys think is the likelihood of him showing up at Bachelor in Paradise?
Probably high.
He'd be like the last person that shows up. Like, you know, where like doesn't really have a chance, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy.
Oh, well, I didn't mean it that way. You know, I'm saying as like there's every couple's already put together you know.
Oh, I know.
But I did like how Ethan called out.
Well, someone had to shut him up.
And then Hayden did not show up.
And he's going to be in Bachelor in Paradise. So I'm like, dude, this was your chance to kind of redeem yourself a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we'll go more into the Bachelor in Paradise preview, but there's a lot of people not in the initial cast that was revealed just through like seeing them really quickly on the promo. But one was Hayden, and also Hayden and Katie were making out. Katie from Clayton's season. I have a selfie with her in the bathroom from Bachelor Live.
Oh, yeah, I remember her.
Yeah, so I mean, apparently
you're stooping low.
So, and it seemed like in a different location than the beach. So he's there and long enough to at least have one date and a kiss date. So we'll see how that goes. Jacob's apology. People are on the fence of, do you think it's sincere? Do you think it is BS? Thoughts?
Okay, I thought the first part of the apology before the girls were out there seemed really sincere. The one when he was actually talking to Gabby, I was a little bit like, are you really crying? Which maybe he really is emotional about it because he really does feel like he like was super disrespectful and was embarrassed that he acted that way, but it seemed a little weird. What do you think?
What do you think, Jerry?
Like, honestly, all of the apologies, because like Logan did the same thing too. It was like so immediately straightforward with just like, I'm so sorry, just please forgive me. That's how it felt. You know, it's like, sure, maybe we all forgive them, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. Do you fully grasp like how you made people feel?
Yeah.
Or are you just trying to get it off your chest and kind of like sweep it under the rug by saying, I'm sorry?
Yeah. I mean, they got a lot of credit on social media.
I don't know, but I just respect that because it's like the other option. I mean, like then, okay, let's pretend the other option is he defends everything he did and he does all this. And it's like,
what are you going to do, right?
Yeah, I just feel like hopefully both of them at least showing up and they just actually realize, okay, I got caught up in the moment of being on The Bachelorette. And
yeah, I just think so many of the guys were just bad communicators this season. Yeah. And I think Jacob specifically really didn't mean what he was saying. Because he was trying to do the right thing and set a line of, I'm for Rachel, not Gabby. But the way he did it was just the worst possible way.
Yeah.
Hayden doesn't give a fuck.
You're really hot, or whatever he said, you're totally It's like, oh gosh, that was not the right. No.
You know who is looking really good at the Men Tell All?
Who?
Spencer.
V.
Oh, Tyler.
I think he's definitely going to show up in Paradise because he was kind of the one who, like, it reminds me almost of like Grocery Store Joe. He got sent home the first week. Was he the one that went? Race car driver had the first one-on-one with Rachel.
Yeah. Okay, I was making sure. He looked really good, and he's just sweetheart. I like him a lot. I just think he wasn't right for Rachel, but I like him a lot.
I think he's for sure going to be on Bachelor in Paradise. And then also I noticed Spencer, this glow up with beards. I mean, look at this mountain man.
Seriously.
Spencer with the beard I really like.
Oh, yes, I agree too. I always forget who Spencer is.
Yeah, I mean, everyone doesn't remember any of the guys' names because we didn't see anybody.
I think Spencer too. He just never got like the airtime maybe. So he made it super far, so you felt like the relationship was good, but you never saw him.
Yeah, he got that weird kind of what Tyler got, like that weird like after party dinner of a group date by himself versus the one-on-one.
Yeah, which is oddly enough that those guys did make it pretty far for just having that amount of time. I don't know, this whole season, kind of like we've talked about though, it felt like we got like half of both love stories versus like 2 full love stories.
Yeah.
And we didn't really see a lot of the guys.
I'm so annoyed. Did you see what Andrew Spencer did on social media?
No, what?
He posted a picture of him on like the Men Tell All or something because he showed up for the Bachelor in Paradise, right? He's like, yeah, here for Bachelor in Paradise, and we also announced that Greg is going to be the new Bachelor. And like just like messing with people. And social media blew up. And like he just said it, had no valid anything to it. He just was messing with people. And I think it was also kind of a prank on Greg because then everyone's going to go to Greg's thing. You know what I mean?
That's funny. I love that.
Me too.
Okay, but like, why was that Voyager like ad champagne thing the most awkward thing that's ever happened? Like, why did they do that?
No, it's just so weird.
It was weird.
Yeah, I mean, you actually said a good thing. They're trying to get people on like cruises again after COVID so bad that they're like they bought a giant ad on Bachelor, and that's what the whole season was a Virgin Voyages ad.
Yeah, all those cruise companies got really bad press, and I just feel like they were just like, hey, it's COVID times. Let's just like try to get back into this. And then
Jared was literally like, this is Oprah.
Yeah, well, Jesse Palmer was literally like, you get a cruise, you get a cruise, you get a cruise.
I mean, just going back on this whole cruise, like even the show being on a cruise, what felt really weird. Like most of the time I showed the cruise ship just docked and just them on there, and it just felt like very forced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a weird season, guys. It's going to be a weird one that we talk about for years to come. So the hot seat started with Logan. I don't know. I'm kind of just... He's going to be on Bachelor in Paradise. I think he's going to get an okay edit. I think he's there for the drama. You could see in the promo that he kisses a lot of people.
I just don't think that he's a bad guy, though.
Yeah. And he did a post.
Yeah, I think I thought he was, but...
I don't know if you guys saw, he posted about how, like, that being on the show has affected his mental health, like, really bad. So, I always don't ever want that. So, hopefully he gets a slightly better edit at Bachelor in Paradise and people aren't as mean to him. But one thing
or maybe he'll fall in love.
Maybe. Yeah, I think it's possible. I mean, you can see Shanae has 2 men vying for her. So, I mean, I think we're going to get some redemption arcs for sure.
Yeah. I'm nervous about Shanae, though, but... everything about her makes me nervous.
Well, that's the reason why they asked Elizabeth to go to Paradise, and she said no, specifically because Shanae was there.
Good for her.
Yeah, I think so too. And she's doing great. I think she's doing like real estate in Denver right now. So, one thing I did want to say is I noticed. Well, I was kind of looking at Tyler throughout the whole Men Tell All because he's just the sweetest little teddy bear I've ever seen.
Oh, were you?
And my husband who was next to me, and. When Logan specifically was on the hot seat, Tyler had death eyes. He looked pissed.
So maybe something happened.
Well, I mean, the reason him switching teams made Rachel cancel the group date and not spend more time with Tyler, which could have changed the whole Jersey Shore breakup trajectory. So I think he was just like annoyed at how he hurt Rachel, and he's just obsessed with Rachel still. Like, he's obsessed with Rachel. But I'm pretty sure we're going to see him in Bachelor in Paradise, so I'm excited for that. Nate's hot seat. Well, even before the hot seat, his little, like, quotes about women and him trying to get, like, was his thing and how he got popular at the beginning, I feel like was almost weaponized against us during the show, trying to get us back on their favor. And it was literally, like, Bachelor was, like, shoving Nate down my throat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a really good talker.
Wonderful. He should, like, be a motivational speaker.
But I feel like Jesse Palmer, he like really just pushed for it. Like they were trying to create a narrative to like really promote Nate.
I'm very, very confused. That's the only thing I can say that I feel of the whole situation is confusion. I guess I feel like he made it seem like it was like something from his past, that he worked through, but it seems like it was too recent for that to really be the case.
It was within 6 months before him applying to the show.
Yeah.
He definitely didn't deny anything either. It definitely felt like he was like, yeah, kind of that happened, like move, and then just like, oh, I admit fault and moved on, but like, oh, I blame it on my past,
But I kind of liked that he didn't go the Bachelors in the City route where his friend defended him and said, oh, she's a party girl, she deserved it type vibe. I like that he owned up to it. And I even didn't mind. I actually wrote down kind of like a tidbit of like his reasoning. It says, going through a traumatic time and in the divorce, he wanted to protect his daughter from his unstable dating life. Like, I think that's a good explanation. And I actually have forgiven him. But there's the ick factor. He's ruined for me.
But what's your reasoning for dating two women at the same time and messing with their feelings? You just didn't even like...
It was a traumatic time I guess from his divorce.
So screwed up.
That's like really his only explanation.
Well, I guess whatever. I mean, and everybody has his back.
Yeah. It's kind of wild. If he becomes Bachelor, I'm going to be flabbergasted. But at the same time, I'm like gearing myself up for it. Like, I'm trying to prepare so I don't have a full meltdown.
I feel like he's gotta be.
I would rather, hot take, I would rather the Bachelor be Nate over Tino.
Oh, 100. 100%. If it's Tino.
Yeah, Jared and Marcus, I don't know if, since you were on the other podcast, we said that we will, there will no longer be a podcast. We will shut it down if Tino becomes Bachelor.
Because I don't want to talk about him.
That would just be a miserable season.
Yeah. All we would do is say, hate you, we hate you, you suck.
Yeah, and we don't want to be those people. We'll just at least shut it down for the season.
So what do you guys think about Tino?
I don't know. I liked Tino in the beginning. I really did. I saw a real connection between him and Rachel. But as things progressed, it's like, I don't think he's a super deep person. And I don't think he even fully understands his own emotions. And his hometown was, I don't know.
It's probably the wildest hometown I think I've ever seen.
I don't know if that was just editing or if Rachel was really like, no, they do not want me there.
Yeah, I mean, some of the things Tino's dad said, he said them. You can't edit that,
Yeah, like, geez. So, that, I don't know. Aside from Tino personally, that would just be a hard situation to be a part of.
Sure.
So, I don't have the best opinion of Tino.
I think for me, it was after Rachel canceled the date, and then they were on the cruise ship, and he, like, came and confronted Rachel, like, mad at her, and, like, got her to apologize to him, and, like, okay, she kind of went through a whole thing, and then, like, made him apologize to her, and I was, like, kind of rubbed me the wrong way at that time. I mean, at least the way of me as a viewer would look at it, I was like, I would be kind of like, it's weird that he's not comforting her and more like making it her fault. After that, I just felt I felt a different way about him.
It's kind of the same thing with Nate. I really, really liked Nate at the beginning. And I thought him and Gabby were like, wow, they are like the same person. But then with the rumors and then his response to things, it's like, I don't know. I just don't feel secure about who he is. It's hard.
He would have been a slam dunk as Bachelor if that didn't happen.
Yeah, definitely.
I think they're leaving it open, though, for Nate.
Yeah.
Oh, they are, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really don't want to feel that way, though, about the Bachelor, like the lead. You don't want to feel like you're questioning that person. That makes it even like, oh, golly gee.
Yeah. So then we did...
Probably going to get bleeped for that one.
I know. No, we posted a clip, and she said crap. And on Instagram Reels...
I said, holy crap.
On Instagram Reels, it bleeped it.
What?
But I said cock like 500 times, and it was fine with that.
I feel like that they bleep crap made it sound actually worse than it probably was. I don't know if you guys ever seen those videos online where like they bleep out words that aren't bad and they make it sound really bad.
It kind of reminds me, remember when it was the night before Dad came and we watched those crazy videos of like, it's a...
The bushes of love.
Yep. Bad.
What's it called so people know?
Oh, bushes of love.
Bushes, and like, how do you describe what that is?
We used to ride.
It's lip syncing. So you have any given video and these people pretend that the people on the video are saying something completely different than what they're really saying.
Like
they're
famous
overdubbing
movies
their
and
own.
TV shows, but they mouth something, but it also works for a different word.
So
It's awesome.
please look that up and freaking jam to it because it's good.
That could be our outro music just for this episode. That'd be fun. All right. So we got the Bachelor in Paradise sneak peek, and I was so excited. You got to see some people that we didn't see before. So we know for sure now Victoria F is going to be on it because she showed up. All 4 of the people who showed up from Bachelor in Paradise on the Men Tell All looked fire.
Oh, yeah, Victoria F, though, she looked different. Maybe it's just lip injections or something.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
Nothing bad.
Yeah, she looks beautiful. I think she does look a little bit different. But she was on Peter's season, and then she dated Chris Soules for a while after the fact. And then now she's on Bachelor in Paradise. So I'm excited to watch.
Okay, so a couple that I saw, though, that I was super excited about is Teddy and Andrew.
Dream couple.
I am all about
that. Me too. They're going to get engaged at the end. They better. And then also, I didn't watch Michelle's season. I watched like the first 2 weeks, but my favorite was, is it Brendan or Brandon? Yeah, Michelle's runner-up and Serena.
Ooh,
really like that couple
like that.
I saw too. And then we saw Hayden and Katie, which I spoke about. And then we saw Michael A. and Sierra.
I know, that surprised me because I feel like, is she young?
A little. I think so.
I mean, fine, but
it's either Michael A. or Casey who's the oldest, but he's one of the older people on the beach.
Yeah, I think I just read something that they're maybe like a month apart or they're very close in age.
Yeah,
Casey,
I think it might have been a
Michael.
TikTok I posted. We posted.
Yeah.
But I don't know anything else from that. Oh, and then we also know the twins from Gabby and Rachel's season show up and are getting rolled in a human-sized burrito. You know, just Bachelor. I'm so excited for Bachelor in Paradise.
Bachelor in Paradise is so much fun. It's just like it's not an easy watch because it gives me freaking stress because it's just so much. But I love it.
Expect the worst with that one.
So good.
And then what does Jesse Palmer do to deserve the what the fuck Jesse Palmer? Is that what it is?
Oh, fuck you, Jesse Palmer. Yeah, he has all of the girls leave the beach. So but then it almost alludes to there was maybe a physical fight with the girls, and so maybe they needed to separate or something. I don't know, but that should be interesting. I am bummed that
Or what if they send the girls that are already there away and bring new girls in?
I like that. That'd be crazy. I don't know. I'm hearing it's the most dramatic season yet. Can we talk about Meatball?
I mean, that whole jar of sauce. I mean, it's a commitment.
For me, it was him tackling Billy Eichner at the end.
I felt like it was just like.
No, I'm like, that was a little much. Is he gonna get arrested? That was a lot.
I don't know. Billy Eichner for a living was Billy on the Street. Have you ever watched that? And he literally just goes and bombards people all the time and asks them crazy questions. Yep. So I mean, I feel like it might be used to the streets.
I feel like the most sincere part of the whole episode, which I guess that time where he tackled him. I don't know. To me, I felt like it seemed so in the moment compared to everything else was happening in the show.
For sure.
So
totally.
So overall, boring.
What did you think of Gabby's dress?
I loved it. I actually loved everything. I think it was a little unexpected, but kind of cool. Had the gecko, and I even liked Rachel's, the ombre, and the way that it hugged the curves. I thought she looked beautiful. And I love all.
See, and I hate.
You hated both?
Yeah, I didn't. I wasn't about it.
I think it's a statement to wear a lizard or a gecko, whatever it was, on a dress and go and then go for it. It's pretty bold.
He appreciates bold statements. But all the Bachelor in Paradise people looked great, and then I thought Nate was the best dressed of the men.
Nate's green suit was so cool.
It was fire.
I will also say though, Rachel's face didn't look very happy the whole time. Yeah. I'm just gonna put that out
at the very end. I don't know if you saw when they were standing and Jesse's like, next week, the most blah blah blah, the ending that you'll never. She just looked nervous. She was doing crazy things with her hands and
I know that I just have kind of bad feelings.
She picks Tino and they're already broken up.
Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking. that whatever happens, just like she's not with whoever it is, or they're definitely going through a hard time right now.
Yeah.
Or something.
So
But I think that Gabby's going to be happy with whoever she's with. That's what my guess is.
We'll see.
Yep.
All right. So the men tell all might have been boring, but this game is. All right, we're gonna play a game, and it's called Who Said It? And we have quotes. I went through our past episodes, and I wrote down certain things I said and certain things Amy said, and the boys are going to guess who said it. Amy, you start.
All right. We should go to a bar, you and me together, and we pick each other out a guy and try it.
Kayla.
I think Kayla.
What?
Me?
No.
Yeah.
Amy's a hoe bag too.
Dang, I thought you were just the hoe bag.
So I actually know the context, so I'll tell people really quick. Is last season on Bachelor in Paradise, I don't remember who it was, but they said it was maybe Victoria, the goddess. She said that you just stare at a guy for 5 seconds and he's yours, no matter where you are at a bar, anything. So we're like, oh, we should go and just try it out. Just stare at a guy and see what happens. We should test out the theory.
Okay, here's the second one.
Jared was so confident about it being me.
As soon as you said bar, I was like, Amy never even talks about the bar.
I got the quietest boy in the world.
Kayla.
Kayla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that one was way more obvious.
It's when we were talking about our families and our different communication styles.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, my turn. Do you speak to your plants to put the spirit in them?
I think Kayla.
Amy.
It was Amy. Lots of little headlines that they tried to make spicy, but nope, it was just tomato sauce. No peppers.
Amy.
Kayla.
Jared's winning.
Dang.
Did you get a divorce?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe the reason she did almost pass out was the laxative situation.
That sounds like Amy.
Sounds like Amy.
Correct.
Whoa, things are getting frisky.
Amy.
Kayla.
It was
Ooh, Marcus.
I finally got a point.
me. Why is she trying to get into everyone's pants and being like, ooh, ooh, ooh?
Dang. This is tough. You know,
No, you go first.
I feel like some of these things, I could see both of you saying outrageous things.
No.
Yeah, we're both the coolest.
Okay, it's Amy.
Amy.
It was Amy.
Nice.
I was a catfisher.
Amy.
Amy. Yeah.
For those of you who didn't watch that episode, Amy catfished Jared when they were on a break.
Okay, but not to get him originally, though. Make sure we know that. I got you
Yeah, when
first.
they were on a break.
Yeah, then I catfished you later.
Oh, man.
I'm not as crazy. I've grown since then.
That is applicable to both you guys. Let's just say Kayla.
It's Kayla.
Ooh, it was me.
Amy.
Oh,
To me, that was an obvious Amy.
Oh.
Well, also, if it's like following, I was a catfisher. I'm not as crazy. I've grown since then.
Yeah, it was talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
It was hard. I had to watch a lot of our podcasts to get these because these are from last week all the way from our first episode.
But I also feel like if people are listening for the first time, this should make you want to listen.
100%. Sometimes I have brown hair. Sometimes I have purple hair. Sometimes I have red hair. You'll never know what you're going to get. Sometimes Amy's pregnant. Sometimes she's not.
That's exactly what I was just going to say.
For you. But we're still with the same men.
Yeah.
And the winner is Jared by 1 point.
1 point.
I think we need a recount.
Well, yeah. If you're looking at these, look at these tallies. For anybody that's just listening, they're straight up tallies. You know, after 4 tallies, you cross the 5th one. These are just tally.
All right, boys, we're getting towards the end, but do you have any final thoughts?
Ethan should have had more time.
I second that.
Yeah. Well, I had more fun with this podcast than I did watching the Men Tell All. So that is worth it to me.
Perfect. Our Men Tell All was better than those Men Tell All.
Okay. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, all of them, and like, subscribe.
Woo! Comment, review. Every Friday we will have a Bachelorette recap, and Amy will only be here for this episode and one more after this. So Amy will be here for the fantasy suites, but then she's getting the boot because she's having a baby. And you need to cut those type of people out of your life.
That have babies?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, she's coming back, but she will be next week, and then she will have the finale off as well of all of Bachelor in Paradise, but she will be back, and we will also find a fun, special way to include her in every episode.
And also, we're not saying who, but got a cool guest for our finale. Yes. I'm not going to be there, but you actually will probably not miss me. That's how cool.
That's how good it is. So yeah, we're very excited. We have a special guest co-host for the finale. Email us at stopwearingmyclothespodcast@gmail.com.
Toxic anything or Bachelor Nation hot takes.
Thank you for listening to Stop Wearing My Clothes podcast. This is Two Brother-in-Laws, One Podcast.
Do it together.
Two brother-in-laws, one podcast.
We've gotten a lot more practice than they have, but you get the point. See you next week.